in business, you're going to have good times, you're going to have bad times, you're going to have tough times. How do you get through the tough times? Well, your business isn't unique. Your tough times aren't unique. Here's the way to get through tough times. Sales solves all problems. It's really that simple, right? Now, it's simple to say.
Preparation and sales.
Yeah. Yeah, being prepared, financially prepared for tough times, for sure.
Any tough times.
But sales cures all problems in business. Most problems in business have to do with a lack of funding. Well, how do you solve that? Sell more, right?
Yep.
So make sure your pricing is right, but then also make sure your sales is good. We alluded to it earlier in the podcast. People that suck at selling, they don't have a good average ticket, they don't have a good conversion, and they claim that they don't have enough leads. And it's like, dude, you could be making twice as much money with the same lead volume if you just did better at selling.
Yeah.
Sales solves the problems.
When people think they're great salesmen, they're like, well, my conversion rate was 40%. What?
Well, depending on your industry, 40% may be horrible or it may be amazing.
I'm talking about our industry, really.
Yeah.
Our industries. Like, man, if you just up that to 60%, you realize how much more money you'd be making?
50% more money.
Well, I need more leads. Maybe convert some of those leads.
Right.
Like,
right. What's your follow-up game looking like?
Oh, follow-up? You call people after you don't get a sale? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Call people after I don't get the sale and make sure they didn't go to someone else.
Yeah. Make sure that they still aren't looking.
Yeah.
So
it's insane.
If you got 5% more, it'd be worth it to follow up.
Yeah. Well, any of it's worth it.
A good mentor of mine a long time ago had a saying that in business, nothing good happens until something is sold.
Until you make money. Do you almost yawn again?
Yeah,
you okay? Man, a lot of yawns lately. I'm a little worried about you, buddy.
So he used to say nothing good happens till something is sold. And what that means is like the accounting department has nothing to do until they have numbers to account for.
Yeah.
The installers have nothing to do until they have a job to install.
Yeah.
The service department has nothing to do until a job you've installed needs service, right? Your marketing department has no money to work with until something gets sold and you have profit. So sales drives the bus.
Yep.
Now, that doesn't mean you got to go be a ruthless salesman. That doesn't mean you got to go lie, cheat, and steal and all that stuff. There's right ways to sell and there's wrong ways to sell. And most tradespeople have an aversion to selling. And I'm just going to call it like it is. You've got to get the fuck over that.
They do.
You are not selling. You're providing options for a customer to pick what option's best for them. It's that simple. If you feel like you're selling, you might be in the wrong industry.
People that are blue collar and that are in the sales spaces like heating, cooling, electrical, plumbing, right? Mm-hmm. They view everything through a value prism. Mm-hmm. Okay. If it was me, what gets it done and most like it was stock and gets rid of their problem.
Right.
Like that's a value look, right? And so they think that the customer is like them.
Right.
That's what the customer wants. I want to get the problem solved. I want to get on down the road.
Yep.
That doesn't work when you're trying to grow your business and have 3 or 4 guys and pay those 3 or 4 guys $100 to $125K a year.
Right. There's a lot of guys that say like, oh, I couldn't charge that much, or I just couldn't sell that I couldn't sell something to somebody that they don't need. Meanwhile, that person that they're defending, that customer that they're defending is wearing Jordans and holding a Starbucks.
Yeah, they may want to go to 100 gallons of heat. They may want to go to a Navien tankless and not run out of hot water.
Right.
You don't know their wants.
Right.
So you're short selling yourself right out of the gate because you're just not thinking like they are. You think you are, but you're not.
Right. You're trying to make them think like you, and if they thought like you, they'd fix their own problem. So
that's a good point, dude.
One of the coolest defense mechanisms I learned a long time ago was teaching my guys to never answer the question when a customer asks you, what would you do if it was your home?
I'd fix it myself because I'm a
I've taught my guys never answer that.
Yeah.
Because you can't answer that honestly.
Yeah.
If it was your home, you wouldn't even fix it. You'd wait till it broke. Because you have the ability and you have the truck in the driveway to get whatever it is fixed any minute it breaks.
Yeah.
If it breaks at 9:30 at night, you can run out to your truck and you can get it fixed really quick.
Yeah, you can't honestly answer that question.
Right.
And so, top option.
So I tell people all the time, like I tell my guys especially, whenever somebody asks that, you tell them, I can't honestly answer that because I have the tools, the knowledge, and the know-how to fix that. And I have also got the parts in my truck. So
Yeah.
I would let that thing run until it broke, but it's no sweat off my back because I can run out to my truck and grab the shit and fix it.
Yeah.
I also know how to turn my water off and I know how to do all this, right?
Yeah.
But you don't know how to fix it. And so I can't answer what would I do if it was my home. Because like the saying, like the shoemaker's kids have no shoes and the plumber's water's not hot.
And the builder's house is never finished.
Yeah. Like, it's true from the standpoint. The reason why is because they have the ability to do it. They just don't value it. But the builder values his customers, and their customers value a finished house. So you can't ever ask the builder, what would you do if it's your home? Because they'd never have quarter round down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
the builder's house is never finished.
It's just so great you picked quarter round down.
Because I have a room in my house with no quarter round.
That's why I'm laughing.
Yeah.
Mitch has had new hardwood floor, quote unquote new,
for like 4 years.
6 years ago. Yeah, that he never put quarter round down over after you replaced it.
Yeah, pulled the carpet up, didn't have quarter round, put the hardwood down.
He's told me 4 times. I'm like, Mitch, you know you told me that, right?
Yeah. But like, that's why you can't honestly answer that question, and that's why you can't honestly say, I could never do that to customers. The moment you see a technician saying, I couldn't sell a customer something that they don't need. And meanwhile, that customer's driving a car that's much nicer than they need, in a home that's much nicer than they need, in a yard that's more manicured than it needs to be.
You think they really need a 90-inch TV?
Right.
No, they don't.
Right.
But they were at Best Buy, and the Best Buy guy was like, hey, we have a 70, 80, and 90. What would you prefer?
Yeah, what do you want?
What do you want?
Right.
He didn't force them and twist their arm to get them to buy the 90.
Right.
He said, we have X, Y, and Z. Pick whatever you want.
Yeah.
Not need. What do you want?
Nobody needs a bidet that's going to wash and dry and cleanse their ass, right? But people buy them because they like them. They want them. It's a luxury.
Yeah.
What do you call it? The income or money perspective? How it's like someone's perspective of money can be way different than yours.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And it has less to do with income and more to do on the things that they value, right? Because I've seen some rich motherfuckers walking around in holy jeans that don't look like it. I've also seen some broke motherfuckers walking around in the best get up ever.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And chances are, if you got $1,000 outfit, you probably don't have the money to back it up. And that guy that's got a $4 outfit probably has more money than you.
Yeah. Just like it took me a long time to realize. I say a long time, maybe in my 30s. Janine's dad, for example, just like me, blue collar, don't give an F. I'm wearing jeans that I've had for 6 years right now.
Right.
That I've worked in. I worked in them today, wore them over to your house. I don't care.
Right.
He literally would go to, on purpose, would wear the holiest, nastiest jeans, and he'd go buy F-350s, diesels, with cash, looking like complete ass.
Yep.
Because it didn't matter to him.
Right.
You know, it just doesn't. The fact that we try to, I want to say pigeonhole, but that's not right. Like, we want to feel like we know the customer's perspective is just like, that's the first thing we have to get over.
Yeah.
Because you don't know it. You have no clue that grandpa that's 85 that you feel bad for, his front door's falling off, that you're in there. That dude might be worth $4 million.
Yeah.
He just don't care about the front door.
Dude.
It's amazing, especially. It's weird in blue collar towns, especially like outside of big cities like ours. Those people are everywhere.
Yeah.
That just like, you wouldn't know it. They die and you're like, oh, the guy was worth $12 million. Blah, 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 blah. And like, man, I couldn't get that guy to replace his fucking faucet.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah. I've got a friend of mine. It's not a friend, the former friend. They used to be friends. Now he's kind of a bad guy. But
okay. I'm intrigued.
Yeah. His grandma passed away. And his grandma was like 94. And
mine's still kicking 96.
He had always heard, so his grandma became friends with a guy who had a
12-inch. Oh.
No.
Sorry, what? Go ahead.
Became friends with a guy who had like a store, like a convenience kind of store.
Okay.
And for some reason, she just became enamored with this guy. It's kind of like that great boss that you just do anything for, and she would just do anything for him. And he wanted to start selling hula hoops in his store.
Oh.
And so he saved money by getting the hula hoops unassembled. And basically a hula hoop is a plastic tube with a cork.
Yeah.
And then it's stapled. They run the plastic tube, they bend it around on itself and run each end over the cork, and then they staple it to the cork.
Yeah.
And he was able to get these things for like half off if he got them unassembled. And she assembled like hundreds of hula hoops for him. And anytime she would do anything extra, he would always tell her like, "I'll make sure you're taken care of. I'll take care of you." And the family never saw it. And they thought this guy was like taking advantage of her. Okay. This is a true story, by the way.
Okay. I believe you.
Yeah. And so the family began to later on think that this guy's a kind of a piece of shit and he's just taking advantage of her. The guy's name was Sam Walton, owner of Walmart.
So this is an old story.
Well, she's old. I mean, she's passed away now.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
This was grandma.
Gotcha.
Okay.
This is when they were younger.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the guy's name was Sam Walton. And when grandma passed away, they started going through grandma's things and they found a chest with a whole bunch of stock bond notes.
Oh,
and
shit.
that's how he paid her. He
Yeah.
paid her in Walmart stock for all of these extra things that he did for her.
She got like $80 million.
She's a multi-millionaire.
And she didn't even care.
Lived in like a one-room house.
Didn't even give a fuck.
Had all those things just sitting in a chest.
Yeah.
And the family's like, oh my God. So now the family's filthy, even though they were bad-mouthing her, saying this guy's taking advantage of you, you need to get away from this guy. Like, they didn't realize it. She set the whole family up for financial success forever.
Yeah.
So
Must be nice.
must be nice, right?
Yeah.
But-
to be a piece of shit and then get paid must be. You can use must be nice in that situation.
Right.
I
Right.
found 2 of those in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. But ultimately, we never know where other people are at, and so you have to be really careful on trying to spend their money for them. It's your job to provide the options. It's your job to use your professionalism and guide them as to what options are workable and what options aren't. And then it's their job to pick an option that works best for them.
Yeah. They can always pick the lower option.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you don't, how do I say this? If all you're ever doing is providing them the value option to get by, you will not be a great salesman.
Right.
You will not make enough money to roll and grow your business.
Right.
Can you get by and make a paycheck? Of course you can.
Right.
But if your goal is to have 3 employees, 4 employees, 5 employees, if you're only providing the value option, you're not going to make it.
You're not going to grow.